Hi, this is Reedy's Geometry, and we're starting Chapter 3, and this is Section 3.1. We're talking about the distance formula here. And all the distance formula really is a way to find the distance between 2 points plotted in a coordinate plane. Now, if they're on a segment that, say, is vertical, you just count the number of units between the points. If it's horizontal, you count the number of units. That's how you find the distance. But what if it's just kind of slanted? How would you find that distance? Well, I'm not going to prove that this is true right now. You'll see it later. But I'm just going to show you the formula and use it. This is called the distance formula. And basically what it says is if you have a point A and its coordinates, x and y coordinates, could be anything. So we'll call them x1 and the y coordinate y1. And you have a point B, its x coordinate is x2 and its y coordinate is y2. All you do is this. You take the second point's x coordinate, x2, subtract the first x coordinate. Whatever you get there, you square. Now, x1 may be a larger number than x2, and if it is, you'll get a negative when you do that subtraction. But when you square it, remember that a negative times a negative is a positive. This square, you're going to do the same thing with your y's. The second y minus the first y, and then square that. That gets rid of any negative. So you have a positive quantity plus a positive quantity. You add those two squares, then you square root the whole thing. That final answer will just be a number, and it'll represent the distance between points A and B. Now, they're going to give you some points on the questions, and we're going to do an example here. All right, here's an example of using the distance formula. This is number 5 in your worksheets, and I'm going to work this one. As an example, please take it down. It says find the length of a segment from the point -3, -5 to the point 1, 2. Well, all I'm going to do is my second x, I'm going to take that, subtract my first x. So it's 1 subtract -3, and then I'm going to square that result, plus I'm going to take the second y, that's 2, and subtract the first y, -5. Then that result I'm going to square. And when I add those, I'm going to square root the whole thing. I just applied the distance formula to that. Now let's work it out. 1 subtract -3, well, when I add the opposite, it's 1 plus 3, and that's 4. Squared is 16. So this is 16, plus 2 minus -5. Well, again, that's adding the opposite, and that makes 7. Squared is 49. 7 squared is 49. So underneath the square root sign, I have 16 plus 49. And what's that, 50, 65? So my answer is the square root of 65. And then, of course, you could plug that into a calculator, and you could get a decimal approximation. I'm going to guess that's about 8.1 or 8.0 maybe. Pretty close. All right, that's using the distance formula. Good luck with the problems.